Do not take product if you are hypersensitive.
Oh, hey, Internet, and welcome back to the Intoxicated Podcast. For those new to the show, the Intoxicated Podcast is your weekly drinking variety talk show where I typically have my friends on, they choose the drink, and we talk about life. I'm your host, Sarah, and I turned 31 on Monday, so I thought I would do an episode all about birthdays. This week's guest is a good friend of mine, Kurt, who has been on a couple episodes in the past. We decided to sit down and reminisce about various birthday memories we've had together, because we've had a lot of birthdays and we've been friends for a long time. So we have a lot of stories about different birthdays we've had, many of which involve getting very, very drunk. And we also talked about a common theme that happens at my birthdays, which is I tend to get emotional and have little breakdowns here and there. I've just always thought that birthdays are kind of a time to really realize where you're at in life, and sometimes those thoughts can trigger breakdowns. Oddly enough, listening back to this episode, I was very optimistic about my birthday this year, thinking, it's all good, I'll be fine. Yeah, I was not fine. I had a decent birthday. It was certainly not terrible. It wasn't the most exciting birthday ever. I had it originally scheduled for a Saturday. I ended up working like a 13-hour day that day. I just wasn't feeling it. Decided to reschedule to a Monday night, and not many people could make it. So that kind of sucked, and I was a little disappointed about that. I just want to point out that one of those people was Kurt. So Kurt, what the hell, man? Do a birthday episode with me and then you don't show up to my birthday. What's up with that? But it's all good. Like I said, me and Kurt have been friends for a long time, so obviously this is not a friendship ending thing, but he does owe me at least a couple drinks because of this. But yeah, I was a little disappointed. I was a little bit kind of exhausted from a really busy week. And I just know that when I'm not in the best mood ever and I start to drink, yeah, I can go downhill. Except this time, rather than freaking out about it in front of everybody and in public, I waited until I got home to have my breakdown. So that's an improvement, right? So this was a fun episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. We also talk about different birthday traditions and also things that make a good birthday. So yeah, it is what it is. I think this year I was just too busy to really let loose for my birthday. But, it's just a day. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. I hope you guys enjoyed the Intoxicated Awards. That was a lot of fun to do. And if you're into awards shows, and a big award show like the Oscars, you can head over to Intoxicated Reviews and check out Corey's recap and his thoughts on this year's Oscars. For those who don't know, Intoxicated Reviews is a second channel we have dedicated to TV and movie reviews, hosted by Corey, and it's fabulous. So make sure you do check that out if you are into the Oscars. And some exciting news on the show, top of the show. I am not going to put it in the middle or at the end. It's going at the top of the show. So we actually got our first Patreon this week. It was so freaking cool to wake up the day after my birthday. I was feeling kind of shitty, feeling kind of hungover, a little bit emotionally disappointed in my birthday, and to wake up to the news that we have our first Patreon. I want to give a massive shout out to Tyler, who pledged $10 to the show. That is our bottle service level. So Tyler is actually going to get a shout out on the show and our website. He's going to get early access to episodes and bonus episodes. So he's a lucky guy, and we're lucky to have him as a Patreon. That deserves a ding. So thank you, Tyler. We're so excited that you signed up, and we won't let you down. I actually don't know too much about Tyler. I believe he's from the States. I look forward to finding out more about you and connecting with you. Really, any chance we have to connect with listeners, especially if these are listeners we don't know personally, is huge. So thank you so much, Tyler. It made our day. We never thought that anyone would like us enough to support us financially. So it's a big deal, and we super appreciate it. Thanks so much for tuning in to this little drinking podcast up in Canada. It's so freaking cool. It really is. So if you too want to become a member of the Intoxicated Patreon community, you can head over to our Patreon page, which is Patreon.com/intoxicated. Pretty easy, and I'll make sure it's linked below. There's a bunch of different reward levels on there. And you can also even just sign up and not give anything. That's totally okay as well. Really, Patreon is our chance to learn more about our listeners, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. As always, make sure you're following us on social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram, Intoxicated Podcast, on Twitter at @in_toxicated. Make sure you are subscribed to both podcasts. That's Intoxicated Podcast and Intoxicated Reviews on Apple Podcasts or wherever you find podcasts. Just make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any episodes. And if you super like us, leave us a rating or review on iTunes. That would help us out a lot. I'm going to get to this episode with Kurt. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you like hearing me try to convince myself that I'm not going to have a breakdown this year.
Sarah!
Oh yeah, fuck. I'm ruining it already. I'm ruining it. Yeah, we're rolling. We are on.
Oh, well then.
We are rolling on the Intoxicated Podcast. Welcome back.
Intoxicated.
Yeah, hey. This
fair.
Yeah, I will probably put that sound effect in because it just seems appropriate right now. We are here for a special impromptu afternoon Sunday drinking session with Kurt.
That's me.
Returning guest Kurt for the first time by yourself, actually.
By myself for the first time, yes.
Yeah, so you've done two
or three.
2 episodes. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, only 2. Because you did the Tinder one and you did Christmas.
3 because I was a special guest for a bit on one of the reviews.
Right. So you've been on a couple times.
Yep.
And you'll probably be on a bit more going forward.
Yeah.
So this is Kurt. If you are new to the show, let's just do a quick friendship origin. We kind of talked about it on our Tinder episode. Mm-hmm. So you can go back and listen to that. But essentially me and Kurt have known each other since grade 10.
It's been a long time.
Grade 10. Yeah. Since I was 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think you were, and this goes into our topic. You were at my 16th birthday party.
I was.
So things have changed a lot since
Have
then.
they, though? Have they?
I think so.
Really?
So let's get into what we're drinking today.
Yes.
We are drinking Halifax Crafted Cider from Chainyard.
Woo.
And it's the, I guess, Foundation might be the name of the cider.
Yes, I believe it's Foundation.
Yeah.
100% Nova Scotian apples to the core.
To the core. We're going to crack her. Ooh, that went everywhere.
Oh, yeah. There's so much sugar.
That went everywhere on me. So I'm actually hours away from going out to a family dinner, so I didn't want to get too schmammered before going to a family dinner, but I just wanted something kind of light and delightful, and I've had this cider before and I really quite enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So cheers to that. Give a little cheers. You won't be able to hear it because they're cans.
Cheers. Clink.
Clink, clank. So, Kurt. So we've known each other since grade 10.
Yep, it's been a while.
We've been good friends ever since then. There's probably a couple years there that we weren't too close, or like
there was
we
a
were kind of
good
strangers.
year and a half, 2 years, due to infighting based on a significant other of mine.
Yeah. And
then, like, once a year or two passed of that, we just became friends again and it was back to normal ever since.
We connected over concerts, I think. Mm-hmm. Music's kind of our thing that we have together a little bit.
We do
concerts.
Enjoy going to concerts together.
Uh-huh. We've been to a lot.
Yeah, actually. Could we
make an episode out of all the concerts you've been to? We probably could. I would love to, I'd
like to just have the list of the concerts you and I, in particular, have been to together.
God, that would be interesting. I wonder how many there's been. There's not a lot.
Quite a bit.
Oddly enough, we don't go to a lot of concerts anymore because we're adults now and concerts are like $50 to $60 a show. And we're always just like, okay, I could go to this concert or I could buy groceries. Essentially.
Yeah, and I'm fat,
like,
so
let's be real.
Groceries are expensive.
I wish I didn't have to eat. Can you imagine how much... Do you know what I mean, though?
What would I spend my money on?
I know, but, it just sucks spending money on necessities.
It's true. But nonetheless, that is a topic for another day.
Oh, yeah.
today we're here to talk about
birthdays.
Birthdays.
It is my birthday tomorrow.
It is. Happy early birthday.
Tomorrow is my 31st birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, I was supposed to celebrate it last night, but I've been working the most insane, crazy week at my actual job. And I was run down and I was just like, oh, I don't want to have to go home and get ready and get dressed up and like go out and try to be on. Do you know what I mean? Like try to be
Yes, I know exactly
social
what you mean.
and I remember just thinking like, I'm just going to do it on Monday night because really all I want is to just have a drink with a couple friends, like at Fickle Frog, my favorite bar. That's really all I want this year. But when I think back to birthdays, and I think it's important that you're on this episode because when I think about birthdays, I think about different friends in my life and how they handle birthdays. And there's a lot of people who don't give a shit and they just do nothing. They don't really care. They might go to eat. Or they might just do nothing at all. You and I, though, tend to always do something.
Now, the difference between you and I is you go into your birthday being like, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Me, 2 weeks leading up to my birthday, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do anything. And then the day comes and it's a
That is not
shit
true.
show.
That is not true. Maybe more true for recent years. Kurt names his birthday Kurt Day. So no, I don't think that you're so much spontaneous about it. You're more spontaneous with the specifics. You know that there will always be a Kurt Day, and people need to know that a Kurt Day is happening, but it just might be 2 days before it that you're like, here's where it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I do kind of talk about how Kurt Day is coming up, and then 2 days before, I'm like, this is where it's being held. Mm-hmm. And then it turns into a shit show. Yeah,
turns into a big shit show. And I think both you and I tend to have epic birthday parties.
Yeah.
And no offense to my other friends. I am not being offensive to my other friends, but I think you and I are people who like to throw parties. Typically.
I can throw a party.
Because you used to live in a house and you were able to throw legitimate parties. With me, it's more like, let's go to bars or let's go out.
Kurt Day 29 and Kurt Day 30 were off the hook.
Okay, I'm trying to think back. So I was there for both of those.
Yeah.
I don't think I've missed any of your Kurt Days.
No, Kurt Day 29 was Gun Rack.
Gun Rack! Oh, we should tell the story.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, of course. We'll get there. Yeah, so ever since I was probably 16, ever since I could drink is when my birthdays were off the hook.
Right. Yeah.
So 19, I guess.
Yeah. Did you do when you were under 19? Mm-hmm. I can't recall. Did you ever do like birthday parties? Did you do anything for your birthday?
No, because my parents wouldn't really let me invite people to my place because that would just make a mess and my mom would lose her mind if there were a mess.
Yeah.
So not really. Unless it was hosted by other people and such, which would happen. I know Matt Teasdale hosted one or two of my birthday parties and stuff like that.
That's always fun. Because I think one thing about it is there's certain people, like, I'm someone who's a planner. I don't like surprises. I don't. Unless they're, like, little surprises. Little surprises are great. But when it comes to my birthday, I like to know what's going on. So I've always planned my own birthdays.
That's fair.
I don't think I've ever had a friend
all I care about birthday-wise, especially from drinking age on, was really people I like there and booze aplenty.
And booze aplenty.
And a space in which to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's all I really cared about. In fact, Sarah, I think we should probably we should go through some of our more epic birthdays. Tell the stories, and I think we should probably start with your 16th birthday party.
Yes, we should start with that. So I have video footage of this birthday.
Okay.
So I do. It's on a VHS tape somewhere in Antigonish at my parents' house. Pretty sure it was literally a pizza party. I think quite literally you guys came over. We ordered pizza. My mom went to get pizza and we were just like horsing around. That's the only way I can say it correctly. Horsing around. Like, I don't even know, like, it's hard to think back to life before alcohol. And think about, like, what did we do to have fun?
We were probably more imaginative.
Yeah.
Before alcohol was involved.
And I literally think it was literally just like, you guys came over. and we had pizza and cake. Literally, like that's.
And your 17th birthday, that was the party where we played, right?
I don't know. No. You've never. You keep mixing this up. You think you played on my birthday? It was in the summer that you played.
Yes, you're
right.
Yeah,
you never played on my birthday. I don't remember 17 and 18 Oh, no, I do remember 18. Because 18 was right when I started dating my first boyfriend. And it was pretty soon after I lost my virginity.
Oh, and I was
living
in the downstairs, wasn't I?
Well, I would have been no. Because I would have been in grade 12 still. So you weren't in that apartment at that point. You were living with your ex for my 19th.
Then your 18th, I was living.
You would have been still at home, I think.
Nope. Because I moved in January into that apartment.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember that. My memory's so bad. But my 18th, I think it was just a similar situation at my parents' house. I have pictures of it, actually. I would love the promo image to be just some pictures from our birth, like a progression. Of
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Yeah, and that was when I was freshly dating my now ex. I was like, in that, I have a boyfriend and I'm 18 and I just lost my virginity. Like, it was just this whole new phase. I think there's certain birthdays that are definitely like, it's a phase of your life. Like, it represents, I don't know about you, but that's how I think about my life. When I think about like chapters of my life, it usually starts or ends on my birthday. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people think it's September. Like, September is like the school year. That's like a new chapter. But for me, it's birthdays.
Yeah, birthdays.
It's a good representation of where you're at.
Yeah, every birthday is like, a lot of my birthdays were shit shows because all I did was cook and drink. And so I had a lot of cooking friends who like to drink. That's
a huge thing. And if you're a cook, it's part of the culture to be drinking all the time.
Yeah, you dated one of my cook friends.
And I know this because I was never someone who drank every day or would have a drink every day. And then I dated him and it was like, you drink every day. Mm-hmm. You're not always drunk.
No, but
a lot of the time. But it's part of the culture to work fucking, I don't even know, your shifts, like 10 to 12 hours a day or something, like longer days. So you're not working a typical 8-hour day. You're in a restaurant where there's a bar, so you get off work and you have a drink. It's just part of what
the culture.
Yeah,
man.
Did you ever drink while you were cooking?
No, that would be wrong.
Never. Yeah, but 18. I remember I wore a turquoise tube top. Low tube tops back then.
Top.
Yeah.
Nice.
But okay. One birthday we should talk about is my 19th.
Are we gonna? Let's talk about my 19th.
Okay. Yes.
First.
Let's get it.
Because you weren't there because you weren't 19 yet.
No.
So my 19th birthday was in Antigonish. We were. It was. We played a gig that day. My birthday was on a Sunday, and the Saturday we were gonna go out. But we played a gig. And then me and my buddy Greg, he was the other person who was 19 before me, so he could come out. And we were playing the gig with him, and we were like, we'll go to the liquor store afterwards, after the gig. But the gig went too long, and so we couldn't get any booze. So we went to my friend's place, where we were going to pre-drink before going to the bar, and told her, Erin is her name. I told her, and she was like, don't worry, we'll take care of you. And I remember she poured me, or Ryan McPherson actually was the first person to pour me a drink. And let's say like this, it was 75% rum and like with a splash of Coke. But I was so hopped up on adrenaline, I didn't notice. I just chugged it down. It was no big deal. And then a few shots as well. And then when I got to the bar, someone paid to get me in. So I didn't have to pay for that.
Of course. And that's one thing we should say. You should never have to pay for any alcohol on your birthday. Just saying.
Agreed. And then
keep that in mind for tomorrow night.
And then I got into the bar, and then I saw a bunch of people who all bought me drinks. And then someone even gave me money for a drink, which I didn't have to spend because so many people were buying me drinks.
Right.
And I remember leaving the bar. with my friend Melissa, whose father was Officer Braswada.
Okay.
From Antigonish.
Shit.
And he stopped, pulled over, and drove us home, where I lived kind of on the way as well. So all my parents saw was me being dropped off by the police.
In a cop car?
It
was in a cop car?
It was a cop car,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
He was on duty at the time. So my parents were just like, oh God, here we go. And I rolled in, but I was too drunk to be able to tell my parents what it was. They just yelled at me for a bit, and then I went downstairs and went to bed. Now here's where it gets pretty gross and graphic.
Jeez Louise.
So I woke up the next morning and I could hear my dad dry heaving. So my bathroom was in the basement, my bedroom was in the basement, and the bathroom in the basement was right beside it. So I could hear my dad dry heaving. I was like too hungover to care. So I just went back to sleep. And then after a bit, my dad opened the door and said, you threw up everywhere. I cleaned it up. Just know that it's your 19th birthday is the only reason I'm cleaning all of this up.
Oh,
Otherwise, I'd make you do it. And then he said, by the way, the toilet wasn't flushed. Not only did you throw up,
had a massive shit,
but you also number 2'd, and there was no toilet paper. And then he closed the door, and I was like, oh God.
I will never forget this moment. Like, it's probably one of those moments where you're like, I'm never going to forget this.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'll never forget it.
As long as
I was 19. I took a dump the night before and then just went to bed without wiping.
Wow. Shit.
Yeah, literally.
Shit. That's messy.
And then I went to go have dinner with some friends of mine. Pizza Light, I believe. And I remember...
Good old Pizza Light.
Yeah, I remember drinking some Coke. And almost threw up right then and there. From the first sip of that Coke. I was, we weren't, when we were in high school, before we turned 19, we weren't big underage drinkers. No, I didn't drink till my 19th birthday.
I don't believe that. Oh, are you sure?
Yep.
Okay, so for me, there was one New Year's, sorry family if you're listening to this, because now you know about the podcast, so you might be listening. There was one New Year's Eve that I had a sip of some, I think it was Mike's Hard Lemonade or something. I think I had one Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I am lying. I am lying. Sorry. For Matt's 16th birthday, his mom bought us a 4-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade. So I drank 2 Mike's Hard Lemonade.
That's a good mom right there.
Matt, Matt, if you're listening.
Easing you into booze.
Speaking of easing it, Matt, if you're listening. Hilarious. Matt had to water his down because he couldn't handle the Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Well, I mean... Really though, like when you've never had booze and then you have a cooler,
it's nothing but sugar.
But it affects you, like it does.
No, but he drank the same amount. He just watered it down because he
couldn't do it.
Couldn't deal with the alcoholic taste.
And that plus the sweetness of it.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
But yeah, and then I remember like when I turned 19, like I think I had eased myself into drinking because I think about a month before that. We had some drinks at your ex-girlfriend's apartment. And I remember a couple drinks that I actually started out drinking. Mike's Hard Lemonade was definitely one. Mm-hmm. The other one was, and I think you made me it. I don't remember, but I think you made me a Bay Breeze. I think it's like a mix of like different juices and vodka. It's a girly drink.
I remember making a lot of Blue Lagoons. Yeah,
Blue Lagoons were a huge thing. That was like one of my favorite drinks for like a long time because it was pretty and it tasted really good.
It was vodka, Blue Curacao, and 7-Up, potentially.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So a Bay Breeze, I would love to do an episode with a Bay Breeze at some point and go back to this drink. So it's ice, cranberry juice, pineapple juice, and vodka. And I remember, because there's a picture of it, there's me drinking it in a martini glass, and I'm like blonde highlighted hair at your ex's apartment, and that was like my first real drinking experience before turning 19.
Nice.
Then I turned 19, and I had a party at my ex-boyfriend's house. You were there. Like, it was kind of like all couples. I remember it was just a bunch of couples, and I just got absolutely wasted, and I crashed at his place that night. Yes, I did puke. Of course I did. But I puke a lot when I drink, even to this day. That hasn't changed.
Classic Sarah.
That hasn't changed at all.
I very rarely puke. I have in my day, if you kind of count them all together, maybe a lot, but I don't often puke from drinking.
I've had too many puking experiences.
I usually just stop before I get too bad.
And that's how I am now, for sure. Like, I think so much of your journey with alcohol is figuring out what booze you can and cannot drink.
I can drink all of them. Well, to be honest.
Fair enough.
You have a very short list of booze you can or can't drink or just don't like, I guess. But
I think doing this podcast has made me more versatile in what I can and cannot drink.
Yeah.
I think for a long time it was sugary vodka beverages. It was like vodka limes, vodka cranberries. Mixed drinks was just like a bunch of juices and vodka. And the thing is about that is like the sugar and the booze, like, is just recipe for puking for me. So now it's the vodka soda, which is a very bland drink, and it's boring, and it's no fun, but it's really healthy for you because it's one of the healthier drinks, and it doesn't make me bloated, and it doesn't make me puke.
That's fair.
And it makes me feel like I'm staying hydrated at the same time. So there's that.
Drink what my mom drank was rye and water. Still to this day
bad.
drinks that. It doesn't taste very good, but you do feel like you're getting hydrated.
Yes. Alas, we have come to age 20.
Okay, age 20. What happened in...
I'm smirking at you so hard right now.
Why?
You don't remember my 20th birthday, Kurt?
I barely remember any of the birthdays.
You do not remember my 20th birthday? So my 20th birthday was actually the reignition of our friendship. Because 19... So after 19, I had a falling out with that friend that you were dating, and we weren't friends for a bit. But then by the time I turned 20, we had reconnected and went to the Dome.
Oh, that one.
That one. We talk about this birthday on my episode with Heather, which is the child-free, not by choice episode.
Was that the last one or like 2 ago?
That was 2 episodes ago. I forget the numbers, people. I've done a lot of episodes, and I don't know. But yeah, so we went out with like a good group of friends. It wasn't too many people. It was you, me, Heather, Marie, Redden. Was that it? I think that might have been it.
There might have been 1 or 2 other people that were there for a short period of time, but I remember it was dollar drinks, and I had $100 bill, and I used all of it.
Yeah, because Kurt's you're the type, you don't just buy drinks for yourself, though. No. You are someone who will buy people drinks if you have money to do so. All the time. Not even during special occasions. Like, if you're just out with Kurt, he will normally buy you a drink if he has the money at the time.
Yeah, if I'm poor, then
on your own.
I'm very frugal, but if I have the money, I'll buy you a drink. I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to just buy a random person a drink, but especially you, Sarah. You're one of my better friends, so...
Yeah, you buy me drinks when you can.
Oh, yes.
Especially if you know that I need the drink and I can't, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're pretty good at that. But 20 was definitely a pivotal birthday. I would have been in college at the time, living in Halifax. And the Dome was the place to go back then.
Oh, man, I remember that. That was... So that was the beginning of your birthdays for me.
Okay, so wasn't, because 19 you would have.
Yeah, 19 I did too.
Yeah. So here's a continuation of something Heather brought up briefly on her episode, but Kurt tends to sleep with my friends on my birthday.
It's a great tradition. Always an accident. Never something I go to your birthday.
The early days were the accidents, and now it's just something you do to piss me the fuck off. Let's be real.
I do enjoy pissing you off. That I'm not going to deny, but there it is. But yeah, like that was the first one was your 19th birthday. She was your friend, but she was also my girlfriend at the time, so no big deal. 20th birthday was
my friend Heather.
Your friend Heather, who I had met for the first time that night and took home.
You wooed her with your charm.
I don't even get...
On the dance floor at the Dome.
I don't even get what charm I would have used.
You're charming.
Yeah.
You need to accept this about yourself.
I'm also very self-deprecating.
No, you're not.
So
you're not half as self-deprecating as I am.
That's definitely true. I can be charming, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I know how to talk to the ladies.
When you meet a new friend of mine, and let's say it's around my birthday or on my birthday, like, do you actually think in your head, I'm going to do this to piss Sarah off? Or is it more of a, I actually do like this, I actually do enjoy this person, and it just happens to be on her birthday. So what better time to do it?
The day, your birthday, always is the time where I definitely come out, and a lot of your friends whom I may or may not know definitely come out. So it's a kind of a time where I'm meeting a lot of your friends for the first time.
That's true.
Your friends from like different areas of life, whether it be school or work or whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just a recipe for disaster in that sense. And then I end up, then I end up talking to one of them, and so it's more of a coincidence. But at no point do I kind of think, "Hey, I'm going to do this just to piss Sarah off."
Right.
No, it's all self-serving, for sure.
Dear God.
I just sleep with them because I want to sleep with them.
And then it's after the fact that you're like, it was on your birthday. Hey-o!
It is very after the fact, but it's always funny when I discover it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that night with Heather, definitely got her, yourself, myself, Redden, Marie. We all got hammered drunk.
Yeah.
Dollar Drinks was both a great and terrible decision.
Dollar
on the
Drinks,
city's part.
Well, because it's just like, can you just imagine if there were still dollar drinks? Like, because I feel like, and maybe you can agree on this, back then, money was not so much a problem. And I don't know why. For me, it wasn't so much.
Definitely still a problem.
But even now that we're living in one bedrooms, we're paying all these bills, our drinking budget is even smaller than it used to be, I feel.
That's because we live by ourselves
exactly.
back then.
But can you imagine how crazy it would be if there were still dollar drinks?
Oh, man.
Because we still drink quite a lot.
Yeah, well.
It's just, we kind of spread it out. We drink, we'll have some drinks on Tuesday night. We might have like one weekend night that we drink. But
I drink home a lot more now.
I miss dollar drinks.
Like, I'll have friends home and people over and we'll drink.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that birthday. That was a good birthday.
That was a really good birthday. When I think of, again, it's chapters of my life. Like, that represented my college days, and like, I don't remember, so that would have been in March. So how old was I? Was I with my ex at that point? Fuck, I can't remember my own life.
You weren't with
I was
your
not
ex
with
at
anyone. 20. Yeah, because I remember being pissed off that Heather got laid on my birthday and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being mad about that.
Why? Shouldn't you be happy for your friends?
Because I'm the birthday girl and I should be getting the sex.
That's not how it works, Sarah.
It should. It should be how it works.
You don't get everything you want on your birthday. Your 21st birthday was also a dome.
Oh my God, you're right. It was a dome, and it was also a host party at your place.
Was it at my place?
Yep, because I have video of it. I have video of all of us.
It was
belting out Total Eclipse of the Heart while you chugged, and I'm not exaggerating, I have video footage, chugged a bottle of Blue Croco. That happened to be there because I think I was still in my Blue Lagoon phase of drinking Blue Lagoon drinks all the time.
Yep.
And you had one of the big bottles of Blue Croco, and you took it and you just poured it down your throat. I'll never forget it as long as I live. It was a lot of fun. that was a really fun birthday. I had rented I was living in Anganesh at the time, so I rented a hotel room.
Yes, I remember that because I stayed there that night, even though I lived a couple blocks away. But I stayed there to try to sleep with one of your friends.
Should we get them to drink every time you mention sleeping with one of my friends?
Whom I successfully slept with.
But it didn't go as good as you wanted.
No, it was not. It was not the most ideal situation. I'm
actually, as we're talking, I'm scrolling through my albums to like remember my birthdays. And yeah, That was a dome night.
That was a dome night as well.
I was wearing a purple bubble dress. Those bubble dresses were tight at the top and bottom. So not flattering at all. It literally made you look like a bubble. I don't know why I thought that dress looked good on me. It was a bad choice. But a lot of fun, despite the fact that you got some and I didn't.
It was the next day I got some, if it's any consolation.
You're trying to tell me that you didn't do anything in that hotel while we were sleeping? Was there some hand action?
There was a bit of hand action.
Oh, God.
There was like 6 people in the hotel.
Yeah.
So I had to be very quiet.
I remember, I think there was only one king bed and then a pull-out coach.
She and I and one other person were on the pullout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then there was like 4 people on the king.
Yeah. And, yeah. We went dancing at the Dome. It was a lot of fun.
That was a really good time.
I don't remember my 22nd birthday. I don't know what I did for that.
Do you remember any between that and my 29th birthday? Because my 29th birthday is...
Let's talk about the 29th.
My 29th?
Yeah, let's talk about it. You had a couple Kirk days in that old house. And one thing that always happens at them is dance parties.
Which one are you referring to? 29th?
29th, but I think the one before that was also there was a dance party in your living room.
28th was in Antigonish.
Oh, okay.
27th and 6th and 5th I was living in Dartmouth.
Oh, okay. Okay, got you. We weren't that close back then.
No, because I
had a girlfriend.
And shut myself off to the world, as I tend to do.
As you do. You do tend to do that.
I do. I admit it fully.
Oh, what's with that?
I don't know.
I get it, though. You don't have as much time to spend with friends.
Because I spend them with...
I understand.
It happens.
It totally happens.
But my 29th birthday was great because I had Johnny timed it so that he would be in Halifax. So my friend from Australia flew to be here for my birthday with his girlfriend. And my friend Heather, who 9 years later... we were still friends, and she came to my 29th birthday. Yes, the very same Heather.
The very same Heather. Yeah, you guys are good friends, though. Like,
yeah, we're very good friends.
Nothing came of that, but...
She and I were texting last night, actually.
There you go. Nothing came of it, but you're good friends, and you have a good memory, and that's...
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Mm-hmm. Heather flew down for it.
Heather flew down for my birthday. I was working in the kitchen at the time, so I had all of my old school Halifax friends, so guys like Norm and that crew. So Norm and Jenna were there from East Side days. So then the old school Antigonish friends were there, so a bunch of that side of it. Andrea showed up, Danielle. I was living with Greg, Evan, and Brendan at the time.
Yep.
Bunch of Antigonish friends came over, and my cooking friends all came over. And my cooking friends are crazy people as well.
That's true.
Yeah, so there's the basement where everyone was smoking.
Yeah, that basement is an interesting spot.
Yeah, there was a rape dungeon down there, pretty much.
We called it the rape dungeon because it just seemed...
rapey.
Or murdery.
Yeah.
Like, one or the other.
Yeah.
Or both.
Either way. I think just rape dungeon comes off the tongue a little bit better.
Yep.
But there were people down there. There were people in the kitchen and the living room. On the main floor, there's people up in the bedrooms. The entire house was packed full of people. And man, did we drank till like 4 a.m.
So, okay. I think you're talking about 28.
No, it's 29.
Because I really don't remember Jenna being there for the one that I did the gun rack.
She was there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Or was gun rack 30? Okay. Gun rack was 29.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
Because it was the same night. Do you remember Allison?
Yes.
Yeah, Allison was at 29. She was not at 30.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It all makes sense now. It was pretty epic. And I gotta say, like, if you have a house, you have the ability to throw... People don't do house parties anymore.
If you have a house and you have the amount of friends Kurt does...
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
I have a lot of friends. I think
we both have a lot of friends.
Yes, very much.
I mean, but, like, I would say that, like, there's a lot of people who like us and party with us. Mm-hmm. But I don't know about you, but in recent years, I've been wanting to focus more on like the core group.
Oh yeah.
Like sometimes you want to go big and you want to invite everyone you know to your birthday. Like, and sometimes you want it to be more small and like I just want the people who I see the most often there.
You know, I have my work friends. I have my core group who I spend most of my time with. And then I have a few others like just friends that I've gathered over the years that I kind of like will have coffee with once in a while. Like Allison, I'll have coffee with once in a while. Maria, once in a while I'll have coffee with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really concentrate on the core group of friends and then some work friends as well.
And so for that birthday, I decided to give you a really unique gift.
It was a very unique gift.
So here's something about Kurt and I's friendship. One thing that we bring up probably like on the weekly, on a regular basis, we love Wayne's World.
We quote Wayne's World quite a bit.
And this goes back to high school.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Wayne's World, I would say, is the base of what my humor is. Like, I don't know what it is about it. It just is. And you and I bond over it a lot. We've watched it too many times together.
Hundreds of times, yeah.
We could probably do the script. I'm like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that. We could probably sit down, watch the movie on mute, and actually do the script.
Yeah, we probably could.
Could.
Give or take a few words here or there.
Yeah.
But we'd at least get the general theme of everything. Yeah, it's super funny. I love that movie. Like, to this day, it still holds a lot of great humor.
And in recent years, I've been loving the idea because you know my feelings about gifts at Christmas or gifts at Valentine's. Like, I'm just not really a huge fan of it. Birthday gifts, though, I feel like are a different thing. They're not, at this age, we aren't obligated to get gifts for our friends on our birthdays.
No.
However, if you have something in mind for your friend, like even if it is an inside joke or something specific to them, and you happen to see it or you happen to have the time to do it, a birthday is a good time to do it. Mm-hmm. So for Kurt's 29th, Kurt Day, me and my friend Tyler, who's a mutual friend of ours, who grew up with us in Antigonish.
And is also a big fan of the
Also
movie.
a huge fan of Wayne's World. I remember messaging multiple people and being like, I should get Kurt a gun rack for his birthday. Because if you know Wayne's World, you know the classic scene where his ex-girlfriend comes in and gives him a wrapped gun rack at the diner.
If this is a severed head,
I'll be disappointed. And I was just like, how funny would it be to bring in a gun rack to a very drunk Kurt on his birthday in front of all his friends and have this moment of, I got you literally a gun rack for your birthday, and have you be able to actually say the lines and us do it.
We did for drunkenly, so there was mistakes made.
So,
but for the most part, we got it.
Pulling back the curtain, though, of the behind the scenes, originally I had thought I'm going to get you one because I didn't want to do the work to make one. Mm-hmm. We couldn't find one anywhere.
Really?
Like, they don't seem to exist, at least in Halifax. Like, me and Tyler went around to multiple places where we thought that could have a gun rack. We went to, like, Value Village and, like, even some other, like various places.
Oh, really?
Couldn't find one. We ended up trying to make one out of some, like, cheap wood, and we worked on it for, like, 2 days.
Really?
And made you that gun rack. And, like, there's a video on Facebook of it, of us, like, walking in and showing it to you. You, at that point, were already drunk.
I was hammered.
So you were not in any, like, did you know when we walked in with that big thing, did you know right away that it was a gun rack?
I don't think so. I believe it might not show it in the video, but I wasn't wearing pants at the time.
No, I think that was later that you removed the pants.
Oh, okay.
Because you, Corey, and Norm took off your pants and we took pictures of you guys.
But then I just kept mine. They put theirs back. I just kept mine off.
There's a great picture of you eating pie.
Oh,
slunched over the counter. Drunk.
Eating apple
and
pie.
And your Kurt Day glory.
Oh, man.
Apple pie. But
so good.
We brought it in and yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, man. So good.
And I don't think you said the line completely right because you were so drunk.
I was too drunk. But I got the idea of it, and that's all that mattered.
Did you get me a gun rack? I think that was the first thing you said.
A gun rack? A gun rack. What am I going to do with...
The gun rack.
I don't own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack. What am I gonna do with a gun rack?
It's still it's just my favorite line.
It's so good.
Like,
I don't own a gun, let alone many guns to necessitate an entire rack.
Oh my god. And I think there was a couple people in the room at the time that didn't get it.
Yeah, they were just super confused. And I don't blame them. But they just let us have our moment.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was so good.
Uh-huh.
I got drunk.
Oh man. 29. Mm-hmm. But going back to my birthdays.
Oh, yeah, please.
I just thought about it now. 22 was actually the beginning of Jesse Parsons and I sharing birthdays together. Because Jesse and I just messaged him to see if he was home, to see if we could give him a call. But Jesse's birthday is a day after mine. So I'm March 5th and he is March 6th. When we became friends and we discovered this, we were like, oh my god, we can have joint birthdays. We can combine friend groups, bring them for just like epicness. And for my 22nd, you weren't there for it, I don't think. We went to the lower deck.
I was not.
Actually. We combined forces, went to the lower deck, and that was the start of me and Jesse having joint birthdays. And I'll never forget, it was a lot of fucking fun.
You did it for like 5 or 6 years.
There was, I want to say, and I'm going back through my pictures, 22nd was with Jesse. 23rd, let's see.
You have so many pictures on your phone.
I do. I don't take as many. 23, I had a birthday party at my friend Danielle's place at the time. I was just starting to date my second ex-boyfriend.
How'd you meet him?
Me and Kurt were supposed to do a breakup episode, but it looks like it's going to be breakups and birthdays now, right?
You don't have to get into the whole breakup.
I won't get into the breakup, but yeah, I met him through you.
Yeah, and what did Kurt say?
Don't go there, Sarah.
Just, that's all I'm saying.
I want to confirm, though, that, like, you said that, like, he and I didn't instantly date. There was a couple of years of us hooking up and not actually dating. And you said that when we were not in the dating phase. I just want to confirm that.
But I was still right.
You
know what? You dated him for a good year or 2 years. And so you got a lot of use out of him, I guess.
Jesus.
But it was a disastrous breakup.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
That'll be later. That's for another podcast.
For another time. But yeah, I actually just threw my own party, but Jesse certainly came, but I don't think it was so much a joint party. Like, I would say 4 or 5 birthdays in total, me and Jesse have done together, which is a fair bit of birthdays, but it's always a blast with Jesse. Like, we just combine groups and we just go hog wild on it. Oh my god, my 24th birthday, we went to the Dome too. So that's 3 Dome birthdays in a row. Not in a row. 3 Dome birthdays in total that I've done.
Yeah, Dome. I'd almost like to go to...
Let's go back!
I would almost like to go back to the Dome for nostalgia's sake, but then I'd get there and immediately just want to leave.
It's just a little bit sad now because the dance area of the Dome isn't as fun as it used to be.
Oh, is it not?
People don't dance how they used to dance. And
people didn't dance, they just grinded.
Well, I realized this. We went into Reflections very briefly this New Year's Eve, and we left in 10 minutes because we were just like, this is too weird for us. Like, we just can't do this. We're too old for this shit. It was just a little bit bizarre. Like, everyone seemed like zombies a little bit.
They were probably on drugs.
Oh, probably. But I just feel like there was a time that people they just didn't care what they looked like when they danced. You know what I mean?
Dance like nobody's watching.
Dance like nobody is watching. That's a big one. One birthday that I do want to talk about is my 25th birthday.
Was I there for that?
No, because it was me and Jesse at Fenwick Towers. It would have been fresh 3 months after the breakup. And I spent 3 months essentially in bed. Essentially. So this was like my first kind of night out after the breakup, or like night kind of like hanging out with friends and drinking. I had actually hired someone I knew who was a photographer, hired him to come take pictures throughout the whole night. So there's like professional pictures from that night of me and Jesse, our joint birthday party at Fenwick Towers. And it's pretty freaking great. Like, we didn't even go out that night. We just stayed in. But I'll never forget it because it really was the first time I felt happy after the breakup.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was the first time that I was like, I can have fun again. Because we had broke up in December, like December 19th, and then it was March 5th. So it was like a fair bit of time after that I actually went out. And yeah, that was a good birthday.
I wasn't there.
You're like, I wasn't there, so it wasn't that good.
Therefore, was subpar.
26, what did I do? Oh, 26 was another joint birthday with Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
And
was that at Jesse's place above Dirty Nelly's?
it sure was.
I think I was at that one.
It sure was there. That was a good one. I had, I think, 2 costume changes that night.
I think that's when I first met Jesse.
Really? It might have been.
Yeah.
Me and Jesse have had a lot of birthdays together. It makes my heart happy that I can share a birthday with Jesse. So you've missed a lot of my birthdays, actually.
I did, because I was, like you said, dating someone.
Yeah.
And I go into hibernation when I date someone, oftentimes.
Mm-hmm. What's your ideal, when we look at birthdays in general, what's your ideal birthday? What are the components that make the best birthday?
My friends, alcohol, and music.
That's so true. I think there needs to be some dancing.
Yeah, but like dancing in a living room setting.
So I've had a couple karaoke birthdays, actually.
Yeah, I remember one of them.
There was one year that I actually booked out a little karaoke bar.
Mm-hmm.
And like invited people in, and that was a lot of fun. And then last year, my 30th birthday, I had karaoke at Fickle Frog, and I gotta say, I look back and I'm like, I think that was my favorite birthday.
Really?
I don't know, you weren't there for it either.
No, I was
I think you were working or worked early or something.
There
was a reason.
I worked early in the morning, that's what it was.
But like, I look back and I'm just like, because Jessie at the time, like Sandra was pregnant, and we kind of knew, like, birthdays might not be as crazy or as party focused going forward as you are about to be a dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I felt like it was a last hurrah of that in terms of that. And we booked at the back room, and like, I just remember, like, it was just so much fun to do karaoke on your birthday. Like, you didn't feel as nervous doing it because you knew the people listening were just like your friends.
Yeah. So
you could just sing and just just make a fool of yourself.
Was it a Saturday or?
It was a Saturday, yeah. Melanie and Ben, actually. It was Ben who treated us to some karaoke because he has all the equipment.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was fucking phenomenal. And this year is just going to be really, really lame. And I'm okay with it because I'm just tired and busy. And I just don't care this year so much.
It was just your celebration was kind of yesterday, and it was just...
all I wanted was to watch Vine compilations.
We did.
Because I was just like, I just want to sit and laugh at stupid stuff on the internet. I just want to laugh at stupid stuff on the internet for like a couple minutes. Please and thank you.
And that's all we did, and it was great.
It was great.
I actually really enjoyed that.
So one common theme that I will say happens on my birthday.
Okay.
Is a breakdown.
A breakdown? What do you mean?
You
breaking down.
You can probably speak to this. When I drink sometimes, I turn into the emotional drunk.
So when Sarah drinks just a little bit, it's no big deal. But on Sarah's birthday, because it is her birthday, that's when she'll go off when it comes to drinking.
Yeah.
And it always, 9 times out of 10, involves her, if she's not hooking up with someone, then she's losing her mind crying.
Okay, and there's a reason behind this.
Is it because you're not hooking up with someone?
Well, because like I said before, I feel like birthdays are a time of self-reflection, and you look at where you are in life because, and maybe it's not so bad for guys, but for women at least, we have a ticking time clock in us, which is our uterus. This got deeper than I thought it would get, but really, but think about it. Like, once you turn, I think, when you're in your late 20s, you start thinking about, okay, anti-aging skincare, and okay, do I want to be a mom? If I do, I got to get on that shit because, after 35, it gets harder to get pregnant It does. That's just the way it is. So like you have to think about these things, and like birthdays are a time to look back at like, okay, how far have I come since the last age? And like, where am I at? Have I gotten closer to the things that I want or not? And that's why, typically speaking, I break down on my birthday. Because in the past, and it didn't happen last year. Last year I had a freaking blast, and I didn't cry once. I didn't get down on myself once. 29 I definitely did. 28 I definitely did. Yeah, I would say 25 to 29, there was a breakdown for sure. But I feel like I'm on the up and up, and I don't think it's going to happen so much anymore. But it's just that, I don't know, I just get so emotional when I drink. I just get down on myself, and it just comes out. The booze makes it worse. The booze makes it so much worse. Is it not that intense for guys? Like, do guys not, like, self-reflect that deeply? Like, I don't really know.
I don't know about other guys, but I self-reflect about where my life is and where it's going and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just don't...
It might not be on your birthday, as extreme as me.
Yeah, I just don't publicly cry about it, I guess. Because on my birthday, I'm generally having a good time, and I don't give a shit about that stuff at the time.
I think I put too much pressure on myself about being single in the past. And that's why.
I don't know. I mean...
And that's why I would get sad about
myself, I don't ideally want to be single, but I don't want to just date anyone. Yeah. And I don't give a shit if I'm single.
Yeah. And I don't think I care as much anymore either.
I'm not just going to date anyone. I'm going to date someone I want to be around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what it is about birthdays. It just makes you think about where you're at. And I just feel like the reason I don't care so much about what I do for my birthday this year is because I am actually like legit happy about where I'm at in life. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I don't think I need to validate that by having this big party. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I just want to have a drink with a couple of my friends, like the people I care the most about, and that's all that matters.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy about it. 31, it's all good. It's all good.
Wow. It's all good.
I mean, I'm not any closer to having the relationship I want or anything like that, but I think it's just like, obviously you've known me since my 16th birthday, so you've seen the change. Like, do you notice change in me? Because I feel like I've changed quite a bit over the last year or two, at least. Yeah,
I mean, definitely you've changed in many aspects. I'd say there are some aspects that maybe you haven't changed that you could.
Okay.
That's
my bad.
Like anxiety and I don't
think I'm as anxious anymore. I don't think that.
Perhaps anxiety is a bad term. You're right. You're not as anxious anymore. High-strungness. I'm
very high-strung.
Yeah, you could definitely use to calm down a bit. Not freak out about things as much. Especially when they're very unnecessary freakouts.
I think they're less now, though.
Maybe.
He doesn't agree.
Well, I mean, a good example was me getting here and you being like...
Oh, yeah. I lost a USB hub and I was just like, where's my USB hub?
I'm like, no big deal. Whatever.
Yeah. It's at Corey's, by the way. So I
couldn't
breathe a sigh of relief. He just texted me and he's like, I have it.
Nice.
So...
But yeah, definitely come a long way in many aspects from when you were 16. As you can imagine, it's been, you're almost twice as old as you were back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you were 16, I've been your friend for pretty much your entire life or half your life.
You've seen a lot of my ups and my downs, big time.
Ooh, many ups, many downs.
Yeah. And I think that it's, you just kind of accept that this is what I'm going through and I'll deal with it how I want to deal with it. You know what I mean?
I accept
there's
that
an
about
aspect to knowing someone for so long where
I
know someone to a point of this is just how they are and it'll pass. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I absolutely. I often give you my advice, and then when you don't take it, I just kind of will walk away.
Okay, are you still talking about the ex-boyfriend thing? Is that what you're referring to?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Trust me, I've given you more advice than just that over the years. Where I've been like, this is what I think in the situation, and then you just won't go for it. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but
Let's see how this
comes
goes.
with, again, being friends for as long as we've been friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same when I think about, like, Danielle or Andrea, or, like, people I've known. Because I'm really lucky to have had stuck with friends since, like, junior high school.
Absolutely.
And there's an aspect to, like, here's what I think, but I know you, and this is probably what you're going to do, but I'm still going to be your friend regardless.
Absolutely.
And you shouldn't have to say, like, I told you so, or, do you know what I mean?
I don't think I, maybe
No, you have.
Maybe I do.
About the ex-boyfriend,
The ex-boyfriend, I definitely still rub your face in that one. But I don't know about these days where, like, even the small things where I'll be like, I told you so. It'll be more like an internal, I told you so. Where I've given you advice and, like, it's blown up and I've been like, you guys can't see what I'm doing right now.
It's like a shrug.
Very much like a condescending shrug.
It sure is.
But I do that, like, not in front of her. I just do that behind her back. I'm like,
Damn. Do you have, like, when you look back at your birthdays, is there any birthday, like, what was your favorite birthday gift that you've ever gotten?
I don't really care about gifts so much.
I care more about having fun.
Yeah. So gifts I don't really care about. I probably, like, I can't specifically remember any one particular gift because gifts for me, the only gifts I ever get for my birthday are, like, from my parents.
Right.
Like, you guys got me the gun rack and stuff like that. But
that's a memorable gift in
Yeah.
the sense of, like, it created a memory. Mm-hmm. It's not so much the gift itself.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
more the memory behind it and the thought behind it.
But there's not a whole lot of actual gifts I've ever gotten, if you will.
Yeah, that's fair. For my 30th, just last year, actually, Karen, Neve, and Andrea all went splits on a Whirly Pop, which is a popcorn maker. Mm-hmm. And I quite literally screamed with excitement when I got that because they know how much I love popcorn. It's my favorite snack.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm a salty girl.
It's a good way to describe you for sure.
I am salty in more ways than one. Kurt knows this because he's been with me and Kurt have a lot of McDonald's dates. We eat McDonald's a lot together, and he just cringes.
I judge
every
her so
time
hard.
I get McDonald's because I put, like, 3 packs of salt in my fries.
Oh my god, there's already so much salt on it. It's an egregious amount of salt.
Egregious.
Good word. Good word.
Word.
But yeah, like, as far as presents and stuff, I don't really.
It's not really a thing.
All I care about are hanging out with my friends on my birthdays.
Me too.
Which sounds so super, like, sentimental and lame, but
Well, there's something to be said for having a more small, intimate birthday, because there's some birthdays that, like, it's so big that, like, you just kind of feel like you have to be a social butterfly, which isn't really always bad. It's just, like, you need to, like, go around and talk to every single person. With a small, intimate gathering, you can just be like, I'm just gonna be me and just drink, and these people will understand.
my birthday last year was actually really nice. I enjoyed it. It was just, so my ex-girlfriend and I, like, my birthday's on the 25th. Hers was on the 20th.
Yeah.
And the weekend was right in the middle.
Yeah.
So we just booked a hotel room at the Prince George. Very swanky hotel room.
Very swanky.
And then went to eat and had a few cocktails and had a few bottles of wine when we got back up to the hotel room. And
it's nice to just treat yourself to
things happened.
The hand gestures that you guys could have just seen there. Wows. It's really nice to just treat yourself. Like, one thing I used to always do, and I'm not doing it this year because I'm so broke, but I like to always treat myself to, like, a spa day or, like, a massage on my birthday, because it's something that I would never do otherwise, because I just can't afford it. But a massage in particular. But then I realized, like, massages actually really hurt. They're actually not that relaxing at all. It's more like, oh my god, you have a lot of knots in your back, and I'm just going to, like, put you in pain.
You feel great afterwards, though.
You feel great after. That's very true. Yeah. I like to just kind of treat myself. Like, tomorrow, I'm literally just I'm going to watch YouTube videos all day. I'm going to clean. I'm going to just, like, I'm going to sleep until 2 p.m. probably. Make some bacon.
2 p.m.
Make some breakfast birthday bacon. Hang out with my cat. And then, like, hopefully go Fickle Frog with some friends and have a drink or two, because I don't have to get schmammered. I mean, I'm schmammered a lot, regardless. So it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah. I am a big fan of birthday dresses.
You are?
Yeah.
Are you going to wear your birthday dress tomorrow?
I have 2 options for birthday dresses.
You bought 2 dresses.
So the birthday dress I bought this year is sparkly, but this is adult glitter. It's like a more subtle glitter. Do you notice that?
It's still pretty glittery. I don't know the difference between regular and adult glitter, but that is glittery.
Well, I told myself, Sarah, you do sparkly dresses every year. Just tone it the fuck down this year and be mature.
No. Didn't you try and then someone was like...
Oh, I told the story last night. Can I talk about that?
Yeah, you can.
So I went looking for a birthday outfit because I just knew, I knew I'd probably be going to a bar with friends. Just kind of want to dress up a little bit. You know, it's my birthday. I want to just look nice. And went looking for a birthday dress very last minute because I've been very busy this past week. And went to Envy. Tried on a dress that is still pretty nice and, sexy, but more conservative than I would normally go. It had, really thick, kind of t-shirt length straps, and it was, a teal, a dark teal color, and it was more like an emerald green, actually, now that I think about it. It was an emerald green. And I tried it on, I'm like, okay, I'm 31, or I'm going to be 31. I should be more grown up, and I should look more mature. So I should try this dress on. I walked out, and the sales girl was like, no. She was just like, can I be honest? Just no. It's not doing anything for you.
Which could be rude,
it's but... No. She turned it around. She then asked what dresses I normally wear, and I gave her the breakdown. I was like, usually it's a thin strap, it's a V-neck, it's bodycon, it's above the knee, because anything below the knee doesn't look good on me. For whatever reason, I have really short legs, and I have thick legs. I don't have thin legs. And what she said about that was that that's actually, in some cultures, a very attractive feature because it actually displays strength. And so having thin legs is not always a good thing. So that made me feel good. And so anyways, then I tried some other dresses on that were kind of more up my alley. And she was like, yeah. She's like, you have the body for this type of dress. These are the types of dresses you should be wearing. And it just reiterated to me that I was trying to put myself... I was trying to be something I'm not because I just felt like I had to.
Yeah.
And it was nice to hear from her that, no, it's obvious that this doesn't work for you. Stick with what you know. Stick with what you know looks good on you. Dress for how you feel the most sexy. Do you know what I mean? It was just a really nice experience. I love it when salespeople are honest. I'm like, just tell me the honesty. I want it. I love it.
Are they salespeople or do they get commission?
I don't know, but she found a lot of dresses for me, and I ended up getting 2 of them, so she did something right.
Nice.
And I told her about this podcast, so if you're listening, I forget your name here. It's either Tanya or Tanya.
It's the same spelling, just different pronunciation.
Not. It's an O and an A. It's not the same spelling.
I've never seen TonyA. I've never seen that. It's always TA, and then it's just pronounced differently.
Interesting. Okay. Huh. But if you're listening, you made my night, and now I have 2 bitchin' dresses to show for it. Kurt's about the red one, but I think it's just one of those dresses
I think I just have to see it on.
You need to see it on. It doesn't look good on the rack. It's one of those dresses. What are your thoughts on birthday attire? You don't give a shit.
My birthday attire or your birthday attire?
Ooh! Both? Give me both.
My birthday attire, I don't really give a shit. Whatever I'm comfortable in. It usually ends up coming off at the end of the night anyway. Haha.
Kurt loses his pants a lot on his birthday.
That's literally. I wasn't because I have sex a lot on my birthday. No, it was just because I usually take my pants off.
It wasn't actually a sexy thing. And actually, there's a picture of us with your pants off, and I have your pants on over my dress. Have you seen that picture?
I don't think, but...
What?
That's probably from 29, isn't it?
It's on Instagram. And, yeah, let me see if I can... I'm just going to scroll my Instagram real quick.
But your dresses... Your dresses are often very...
Flashy.
Do
you think it suits me, though?
Yeah. I think it's unnecessary the amount of dresses you probably own.
Yeah.
And continue to purchase more. There are a few dresses that you own that I've never seen more than once.
Well, this was my last year's one.
Yeah. And I don't think you've worn it since last year.
No, because it's an anomaly. It won't be worn again because
how much do you spend on it?
There's no event that would qualify a full sleeve, cocktail length, bodycon, sequin black dress. Like, in what we do in our lives, like, I can't just record a podcast in that. Like,
then how much did you spend on it?
I think that dress I think it was $100. I think it was a pricier dress.
So you
But generally speaking, I don't spend a lot of money on dresses. These two dresses were $60 for both.
So I just want to stop you there. Yes. You spent $100 on a dress knowing full well you would never wear it again.
I did wear it again. I wore it on New Year's Eve, actually. Okay. So that's the thing about my birthday dress. If I get a sequiny birthday dress, I know I can probably wear it for New Year's Eve.
So that's less bad. Now we're in the era of like renting a suit. So $50.
But you like to suit up.
I do like to suit up. In fact, I'm buying a suit while I'm in Cardiff.
Ah, like buying one there?
Yeah, so I'm getting it fitted and buying it for £99.
So
which works out to be about $160.
So is it just for like an event that you have in mind that you're going to?
Well, two events actually. I'm going. So there's the event in Cardiff, which is black tie, so it's like a tux type thing. And then the 2 weeks later is our Works Award Gala.
Right. Okay. So that's the thing. It's okay to treat yourself every now and then to like a snazzy outfit. Mm-hmm. If you have, and even if it is one event, if it's a big event to you, like my 30th was a big deal to me. I was having a karaoke birthday. There was going to be a lot of people there. I tend to do costume changes. I actually had 2 dresses last year. I'm okay with it. This is just who I am. I like dresses. I don't like pants and shirts.
Yeah, I very rarely see you wear pants.
I like dresses. It's just how it is. This was my 29th dress. It was just a white, like, simple dress. Kurt doesn't know what to think.
I remember the dress. It's a hot dress. I'll admit. You look good.
I got some good dresses. It's something I pride myself on. I truly do.
I just feel like you should wear them more often.
I rewear them. I do. I'll pull them out on a Tuesday every now and then. And people will be like, and that's one of my favorite things about when you have something that's kind of flashy and then you do pull it out, like say a year later, people are like, ooh, you have a new outfit. And it's like, nah, this was from a year ago, bitches. It's just new to you because you haven't seen it in a long time. That's just how girls operate.
That's fair. But you could do that a lot. Mm-hmm. With the amount of dresses I know that are in there.
It's just what I feel most sexy in, okay?
Do you still have your bubble dress? Your purple bubble dress?
That's gone. I was way skinnier than I am now then. That was not flattering. I truly do want to post like a picture of like my birthdays and what I wore, and you can see the progression, and you can see the fact that like I did not know how to dress way back then. Did not know. But look how far I've come now. I'm always dressed up. Even when I'm dressed how I would normally consider like this is just me. Actually, I'm dressed up to people. People think I'm dressed up.
That actually happened today. I rolled in and I was like, oh, you look nice today.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is just my regular stuff.
But
it's
a shirt and a skirt.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's just a newer shirt that you've never seen probably.
I rolled in wearing sweatpants and Birkenstocks with no socks on.
Yeah.
I literally live in the next building over though, so.
But the thing is like I actually feel more comfortable looking like this than I do in like sweats. Like very few people have seen me in sweats and like a shitty shirt. You know what I mean? Like it's just a Sarah that only like long-term boyfriends will know.
Girls who can wear like a shitty old dirty gray t-shirt. Girls who can rock that.
I cannot.
Wow.
Well, actually, I don't know if I can. I have never tried really wearing that like out with friends, so maybe I should start doing that.
You don't have to wear it out with friends, but like,
yeah.
You also don't have to spend 2 hours getting ready for.
I don't spend. My standard is 1 solid hour from wake up to out the door. It's not 2.
1 hour from wake up to out the door.
1 hour. So if I'm not doing my hair, or if I'm just doing a quick straighten, It's an hour. If I'm curling my hair, that's when it could be like an hour and a half or so, because curling hair takes a while.
What about showering?
I always shower at night. I never shower in the morning.
I shower every morning.
Because I shower at night because I just like having it out of the way so that when I get up, I can just roll with it and go.
I use the shower to wake myself up. That being said, I don't have hair.
You don't. And you don't realize how long this takes.
No, I do realize. I just don't.
I just don't do it because I don't have it.
I don't deal with it.
To wrap it up, birthdays are fun.
Birthdays are great, and I think everyone should have fun on their birthday.
Everyone should treat themselves and do a little self-care that you wouldn't normally do on your birthday.
And the number one things for birthdays, people, are to have the people that you care about there with you, to entertain yourself, whether it be with drinks or not with drinks, or just doing something that you want to do. And
be happy that you didn't die.
Yeah. Just look forward and set goals for the next year.
Set goals.
I'm not talking like setting goals like I'm going to go to the gym every day or anything like that, but just like, hey, I want to improve myself by the next year.
I happen to know that on my 20, like when I was starting the podcast idea, I said I need to launch it before I turn 30. And I launched it a week before I turned 30. So I don't know. I don't even know what kind of goals I would have in mind for this coming year other than continue to try to be more confident and love myself more. And no, I don't give a shit about landing a man. I have stopped thinking about that. I just appreciate any experience I have with a male, whether that be a one night thing or whatever. I just appreciate the moment, and I don't really give a shit if it's like a boyfriend.
Amen, sister.
Amen, sister. I just don't care anymore because I found other things that make me happy. I found other things to do that keep me busy, and it doesn't matter so much that I go home alone because I've been going home alone for like 6 years.
Yeah, I just
don't care anymore.
I just wrap it up. I stick into or put my head down and do work.
Yeah,
and that's what I've been doing.
That's one thing about you. Like you've gotten a new you started a job. Like how many years? How many years have you been there? 3 years.
Holy shit, 2 years and 8 months.
So like you found a job that makes you happy, that treats you in a way that your old jobs probably didn't.
Well, I've gotten 2 promotions in under 3 years. My goal to be is where I'm at 4 years, and I'm there at 2 years, 8 months.
So like that's something to be super proud of.
Yeah.
So like
they're flying me across the ocean.
They are. I'm going to
Cardiff, the capital of Wales, where our
crazy
head of our company is, or our main office is, and get to do that. And they're paying for me to go to London for the day and getting me a sightseeing tour and stuff like that. So pretty excited about it.
It's just, I feel like life, and like I know that we're making this like deeper than just birthdays, but like when you're certain ages, you have an idea of like how your life should be. Mm-hmm. And that changes every year.
Oh, man, yeah.
Like, I used to just be like, I want a boyfriend, I want to get married, maybe have one kid, have a stable career. And now I'm just like, holy shit, like, there's so many things I want to do. I don't think I'm just going to have one career. I think I'm going to hop around a bit. And you know what? I don't really care about not having someone, because if I can just have little moments here and there, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
And
it's all
maybe
about,
it's just not the right time for me to have a consistent relationship.
And some people talk about having a career, but really, like, do you want to live for your work, or do you want to work so you can live? Which is another thing they say.
I mean, it's tricky because I think my job is very much so separate from what I do on this podcast, but like, I'm very, like, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of things that I could improve in terms of my work life, but it's where I am now in life compared to where I was working in call centers. It just wasn't for me. It was stifling who I was. Event planning is kind of what I do 9 to 5, quote unquote. And by 9 to 5, I mean I usually roll in around 11. But like my job, like what I get paid for, like is way more who I am than what it was when I was in a call center. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of chaos and stress that comes with event planning, but I thrive on it. And like this past week is a perfect example of that. I've been running on very little sleep, but I've just been on adrenaline because that's what event planning is. Yeah. It's, you got to get this stuff done. You got to go now. Go, 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 go. You have to delegate. You have to, problems are going to come up and you have to solve them immediately. And your brain is just like constantly going. And a lot of that happens with the podcast as well. So a lot of times I'm not sleeping, but I'm running on adrenaline. And there was a time in my life that I did not have any adrenaline. It was just go to work, get through the day, come home and cry because you hate it so much. And just be exhausted because you hate it. Whereas now I'm exhausted because I love it.
Nice.
Do you get it? Like,
I do.
I'm busier than ever, but I'm happier than ever.
And there you go.
In a weird fucking way.
Well, that's all that matters, right? So that was your goal between last year and this year?
That's all that matters. Yeah. And I think just a birthday is a time to just be like, maybe cut some of that off a bit and just focus on some self-care, have a bath, sleep in, take yourself out for your favorite meal. Like, that's what I think.
Have some bacon.
Have some bacon. Like, it should just be a treat yourself day.
Yeah, absolutely.
You shouldn't feel pressured to do a big party or have a big thing.
But if you want to, you can.
If you want to, you can. If you have the time to do it, do it. Like last year, I had the time to do it. This year, timing-wise, is just not going to happen for me. I'm fine with it. And I think Sarah from a couple of years ago might have been upset about that. But I'm just not upset about it right now. I'm just like, just don't care.
Cool.
It just is what it is. What's your favorite, like, we'll end it on cake. What's your favorite, like... Ooh. Kind of dessert or like food to have associated with your birthday? I like an ice cream cake, even though it fucking destroys my body.
Well, actually, every year from my entire memory, except for last year, which actually made me very upset, was I would always get a Dairy Queen ice cream cake. They're so pricey, but so delicious. Every single year, I would always get one. Yeah. Except for last year, and I was very disappointed. Because I won't buy it for myself. They're not cheap, though. They're not. But, you know, I had a girlfriend last year. And did you tell her that? Oh, yeah. Everyone knows. She did not get me one. See, my wishes this year were so simple. I was like, I just want to watch Vines. It's a good wish. Ice cream cake is good. But so you have to remember. Yeah. For April. Yeah. That my wish is to get an ice cream cake. Okay. It's on record now. So there you go. We'll have to get Kurt an ice cream cake. Do you have any... So Kurt's birthday is coming up in April. Mine's tomorrow. Do you have any... What do you want for your birthday this year? I want to go to dinner with 4 to 5 friends of mine. It's a good plan. I thought about that too because my birthday's on a Monday and not a lot of people want to get drunk on a Monday and I'm just like, maybe they'd want to come out for food. I'm having a birthday dinner tonight with my family where I'm having steak. Going to the keg? We're going to Moxie's, actually, in Dartmouth. Fair enough. My birthday's a Wednesday. It's kind of... Well, you could celebrate your birthday on Tuesday night, which is Tuesday we do trivia. Yeah. Go out for some drinks on Tuesday for your birthday, maybe? Maybe. I might just not do anything and maybe do something on the weekend after. Yeah. I don't like celebrating my birthday after it's already passed. So you do it. I have a huge pet peeve about that. I don't know what it is. I just can't get around it. I would much rather do it like before my birthday. Well, then maybe the week before I'll do it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. The fact of the matter is, I think there's some friends in your life that like just have to show up. Yeah. If you weren't at my birthday, I'd probably be, especially now. Yeah. Like, 10 years ago, if you weren't at my birthday, maybe that'd be all right. It's all about showing up and making an appearance, even if you can't like get schmammered with the person. Like, you show up and you say... Well, there's excuses. Like, if my brother didn't show up for my birthday, he has a child. Yeah. So that's a little bit more understandable. Yeah. But I also expect to get a phone call or a text from each one of my major friends. Yeah. Like, if Johnny doesn't text me on my birthday, I'm going to be pissed. That's right. In your year of birthdays, what's your favorite one? Was it 29? It was 29. I think mine was 30. 29 was my... I'm not having another birthday after this. That's what you said. Oh, I did. But I don't believe that. That's what I said. Yeah. But that was my intent. But then came Kurt Day 30 and I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Yeah. But my 29th was like, this is going to be the last big one, last hurrah. And that's why I think it was such a big deal. You shouldn't have to say a last hurrah though. Like, why a last hurrah? Is it because you just feel like you're too old to celebrate birthdays? I was just like, next year I probably just want to have a low-key one. And I didn't. I had a big deal one anyway, but
I do the same thing every fucking year. I'm gonna be low key. Let's rent out a hall and have karaoke. Oh man, that's funny.
That's just how it is, and I hope that continues until I'm 40s or have a kid or something like that. As long as people keep wanting to come out, I'm going to keep having birthdays.
That's right. And I think 30 was my favorite because I didn't have an emotional breakdown like all my other birthdays.
Good.
And I don't think I'll have an emotional breakdown this year.
We'll see.
I think it's going to be fine and I won't cry. And if I cry, it might just be like a happy cry.
There's still a day left, so we'll see.
There's still a day left. It's so fucking true. Fuck, that's funny. Anyways, we'll wrap it up. Thanks, Kurt, for coming on and talking about...
Thanks for having me.
This was fun. It's fun to go back and talk about memories.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Think about all those crazy memories from back 10 years ago.
Yeah. And happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Sarah.
I made it 31 years, motherfuckers.
That's 4 years older than I thought she'd make it.
With all the salt I eat.
Yes.
I mean, I might not make it to 40, so.
We'll see.
Anyways.
Bye, everyone.
That's about it. Ring that bell.
Hey, Krista.
Hey, Lily.
Did you know in your lifetime you'll pass a murderer 36 times?
I did. And you know why?
Why?
Because we're 36 Times, a Canadian true crime podcast which covers crimes in the Great White North.
Oh, right.
Every episode, we focus on a major crime and then we lighten things up with a kooky one.
We talk about everything from the criminal justice system itself to animals arguably not doing what they should, bringing you true crime with a shot of maple syrup.
Catch our episodes bi-weekly on iTunes or your favorite, that's favorite with a U, podcast app.